So the final topic for this podcast, because I had a few people mention this on YouTube, was that Mount Baker put up a no side slipping sign. I think it was like an access point, and then Jones Snowboards reposted it.
Yeah.
And some people were kind of butthurt about this. But it's like no side slipping. I get where they're coming from with that. It's like being respectful for people in the POW, and it also could come down to how you're packing that terrain down.
Right, yeah. It's
like
being respectful to the terrain and to the people that, like, I don't know. Yeah, like, I have really mixed feelings on this one.
I mean, I don't think they're saying it like there is no side slipping allowed. But it's funny because Ryan Napton made a video and he's like, I love side slipping. And it was just like 2 minutes of him side slipping.
Sure.
Which I'm like, everyone side slips. It's fine.
Yeah,
but what they're saying is, you know, the photo and the way everything is you're in this terrain that side slipping, maybe it could cause an avalanche because you're putting more pressure. You come into a stop, you're pushing into it, it's breaking, cracking a layer, which I don't know why they're letting you go out that way, but whatever. Or it could be, hey, just be respectful of other people that want to get powder. I mean, there's nothing worse on a powder day than watching someone side slip 50 feet through a POW field and just push it out of your way. Like, if you can't fucking ride it, don't be on that terrain.
And I think that's my biggest thing is that's kind of I guess the message that I really took out of that is looking at the photo that they've got and that terrain right there, like, don't go in that little zone right there if you can't ride it effectively, because all you're going to do is ruin it for the next guy.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have to literally, for that zone specifically, just with the way that it's laid out, if you slide slip through there, it's basically unrideable other than just being straight up hard pack. And you're going to have to literally wait for the next big storm for that little zone to be good again. Where if you actually ride it, you're going to be able to get a bunch of lines through there.
Yeah.
So
I can't tell you how many times at the basin I've seen people slide slip terrain they shouldn't have been on.
Right.
Like, why were you even in there?
Yeah. And I think I guess that's really the biggest takeaway that I get from it is don't go to zones you can't handle.
Well,
like, I'm all for pushing yourself, but like within reason.
Well, yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. I was at Copper, and I was heading off Super B, cutting through like drain pipe and shit, and cutting over. Hit a couple log jibs, and I'm coming through the woods, and I cut across the run, and it's all mobiled out and it's shit. So I know the trees are going to probably be a little bit better, and it's easier for me to maneuver. And so I get over there, and I get into this one line I usually do, and I look at it, and the whole thing is just slide slip through the trees. And they were not flat trees. It was steep. It was steeper stuff. You had to know what you're doing. And so, like, I cut through, and I'm coming out, and I get back up to go back up onto the run to get back to the chairlift, and there's two women just sitting there. Like, they had side slipped through everything. It was them. Yeah. And they're just sitting there like, oh, that was so rough and so aggressive. And I'm like, why the fuck are you over here? You can't ride.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. And I think that's kind of what they're getting at is, do that. I can remember hearing a story about Keystone 15, 16 years ago. They were opening the Outback, and they wouldn't let anyone on skis go back there. They're like, you're going to mogul it up. They would only let snowboarders, and they were told to only go straight. They like just lined them up, and they're like, go straight to pack it down.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this is, old school Vail.
Right. Yeah, that would never happen now.
No, but it's just one of those things. I don't think there's any reason to be up at arms about it.
No, I don't think so either. Like, anybody getting really upset about that, like, just calm down. Like, it's Baker. They didn't mean anything negative about it. Like, no. I think they really just trying to keep people
respectful of the terrain.
That were not capable of riding the terrain away from the terrain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. But we're going to finish out the podcast with that topic. Yep. And we'll be back in probably like 2 weeks. So be prepared. You're going to get a bonus podcast. This is basically the 2020 preview.
Yep.
We're going to break down all the new gear. We'll have links to any digital catalogs online so you can follow along, see what we're talking about, see everything, get you guys hyped for the next year, talk about what's new.
It's going to be a big one.
2020 is going to be a big year. We're going to be riding a lot of shit.
We've already seen a lot, pretty much most of the major brands, and there's a lot of new stuff. There's a lot of new boards, a lot of changes.
So much new stuff, and a lot of new shapes or new sizes. there's just a lot of great things going on for next year. I don't want to really spoil it now. We're going to save it for that. But, you know, as always, you can always listen to this podcast on Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean. We're trying to get back on iTunes. Otherwise, you can catch these segments on YouTube. You can catch the full podcast on Angrysnowboarder.vip or 2 weeks later you'll be able to catch it. 3 weeks later, full podcast will be on YouTube for everyone that isn't a VIP member. We just give it to them early. Let's see, that's about it. Kevin and I will be at the On Snow, so any of you industry people, feel free to slap a high five to us or anything like that. We'll probably have a few stickers lurking around. Also,
and I'll be at the industry show on Thursday.
Yeah.
Although I guess this won't air before then.
No, this won't air before then, so no one will know you were there.
No one's gonna know I was there. So,
but
see ya.
Feel free to swing over to Angrysnowboarderstore.com, swoop up some new stickers. If you're getting a mystery sticker pack, I've been putting the new ones in there. You can support us on Angry Snowboarder VIP. I strongly recommend Sticker Club. It's the only way to get stickers in your mailbox every month for $7 a month. You get die cuts, slap stickers, all sorts of things like that. It's the best way to support us and help us grow. If you're watching this on YouTube, remember to subscribe. Otherwise, we'll see you guys or talk to you guys or let you listen to us in another podcast.
Yep.